Hello and welcome back to, I guess this is episode 3 of Anime Yay or Nay, where we have been watching Ergo Proxy now for 9 episodes, I believe we're up to. Today we'll be discussing episodes 7 through 9. I'm TheOutbackAl.
Hot for Justice.
And I'm Chibi Noob.
Yeah, and one final note before we really get into it. Due to some scheduling conflicts and just general responsibilities that they had, Yin will not be joining us in the rest of the series, probably. They just don't have enough time on their hands with a couple of things that they got going on right now. So if we do a shorter anime, they may join us again, but for now, we're just going to continue on the series without them. And, yeah, so on that note, what happened in these last few episodes?
A lot. Oh my god.
It both feels like a lot and yet not much at the same time for me.
Yeah, definitely that.
Because I definitely remember a little bit more of what happened in episode 9 than episode 7 and 8 combined. Because we've just been floating around in the desert with Vincent and Pino. Forgot the name for a second. And they're, he's having that moment of, I'm the only person. Well, everyone on the ship is dying, basically, until it's just him and Pino, and I guess he's having that moment of, oh, I'm relating more to robots than I do to the people that I eventually meet out in the middle of the wasteland. So.
Right.
Which is something.
Let's see. Episode 7 was traveling, Vincent losing people. I think that... Was that also the episode where Riel was,
Yeah, Riel's up to some stuff. It's,
Yeah.
Yeah, she was talking to Daedalus. And
yeah, Dr. Creep.
Yeah,
who I think they're trying to convince us now is, probably a good guy, because, I'm not part of the bad people who are trying to kill Vincent. I'm trying to help you, and blah, blah, blah. I still don't buy it. I think they're gonna switch it up again, and he's gonna be the bad guy by the end. But that's just me. I've been wrong about things so far, I'm sure, but...
Yeah, he was like, oh, here are these, I guess, tubes that people are born from.
Yeah.
And that happened, and then Riel was talking to, the statues.
Yeah.
Which we found out are one entity.
Yeah, speaking of things I'm wrong about, I guess Grandpa is still alive. Get finally see him a little bit. I'm still not entirely convinced that he's conscious of everything that's going on, unless it's
I think
you
he
said early
is.
on. You said kind of early on that the statues were all his personalities and whatnot were automated or something. I don't really remember exactly, but it seems like something like that now. I was kind of hoping it was a shadow council Nerve from Evangelion, but I don't know. Maybe it's the other thing from Evangelion where the 3 computers are running something. We seem to be making that comparison a lot.
We find out that the proxies are basically immortal.
Yeah.
Yeah, we found out they're gods.
Immortal, magic, godlike beings that do things, not entirely,
Which explains the whole praying thing.
Yeah.
That the auto raves do.
Yeah, that is something I'm still interested in, that because they've been bringing up again the Cogito virus, which is making them far more sentient, and Pino's got it, and apparently Mr. Cravat, Paul, Raoul, whatever,
Raoul.
Lady guy with the lady auto rave is I'm still not catching up on names, except unless they're a main character. If you're a side character, I'm not gonna remember your name half the time. It's just
okay.
And that, I hate to say it, that's how it is with people a lot of time with me too. So I've met someone 4 or 5 times. Still, I know their face without a doubt, but I don't remember their names. And
it's okay.
It gets a little awkward sometimes. But yeah. So he's apparently. Ooh, he's weaponized the virus to make mindless drones out of robots, which seems redundant, honestly. But, whatever. That, or, again, it's Dr. Sasuke's evil plan to get Riel to fall in love with him or something. I don't know. But then again, that seems to be backfire because she got stabbed pretty hard.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a thing. She gets stabbed and then it shows like her name on the screen.
Yeah, and it said the real thing.
Real.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, the thing is like, why would the name appear differently? And honestly, I'm just like, this is me posing the question, like, why is it different? Because I personally have no idea. It's like, why are you saying that this was Riel, but in a placeholder for, it also says real? Is it like the real one died, or was that a clone, or what's going on?
Well, I've said that from like the beginning a little bit. I think Grandpa lost someone and decided to make a new one. At the very least, the fact that she was bleeding that much tells me that she's not an auto rave.
Right.
I'm not ruling out clone yet, though.
Right.
So.
Well, the thing is like, could it be that the one that died was the real one?
Maybe.
Which is why it said real.
Maybe. Why not? That, or it's just I don't know, some sort of metaphor for, what is real and what is not, what is human and what is not, I mean, I brought up
I guess.
Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep a lot, which does cover the whole area of, what is human and all that, and can a non-organic thing become, I don't know, cursory equal to a biological whatever. So what is real and what is not? They're exploring that, and I think they're exploring some elements of the religious stuff as well, though I grow a little bit worried. And I mentioned this to Yin. Well, I mentioned it to Yin early on, not on the podcast, but like I'm kind of I was worried after the first 3 episodes because like it's super interesting after the first 3 episodes, and I was kind of worried like this feels like it's got a lot of style. It feels like it has a lot of substance. It feels like it's going to have a lot to do, and I'm really worried because I've seen a lot of shows start that way, and then they just drop the ball right at the end, and it just falls flat, and it's just such a bummer, and I'm a little worried because obviously the proxy thing was a bit of a mystery. I mean, we all kind of saw Vincent being the proxy kind of coming for a while. I mean, it's even, you look back at the intro, it's in the intro. Which,
yeah, like that was my thing. It's like as soon as I saw the intro in episode 2, I was like, oh my gosh, he's
it's probably
proxy.
Yeah. I mean, they don't show the direct explodey transformation, but you can only think about editing, and then you can pretty much figure it out. Still love the opening, and I think it's
the
great.
The thing is, like also the clothing is very similar.
Yeah, that too. But plenty of people dress the same in certain situations. But like I do, at least in regard to the opening, I find it like really cool that they actually use real footage from the show, as opposed to just whatever like they decided to put together. For like I don't think enough shows do that nowadays. But yeah, back to what it was like. I got that feeling again after they revealed that he was the proxy and he was this super powerful creature. And well, first off, he's gotten a little edgelord. I am Ergo Proxy, the agent of death.
Yeah.
How about we get into episode 8, because we are definitely skipping around a bit.
We do skip around.
How about we discuss what happened in that one?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Why don't you guys go first?
Because episode 8 was where we got into Karos with Vincent and Pino.
Yes.
Yeah.
He goes and meets a bunch of soldiers, and I think there's some sort of connection with like that. What was that, like 52 card? Something about Alice in Wonderland, the card soldier things. I think they were like making an allusion to that, and I guess they're down the rabbit hole now. And interestingly enough, they meet a proxy with giant ass ears or eyebrows or whatever you want to call it, but you know. And then I guess Vincent chases the white rabbit.
Yeah. Yeah, that episode we see the auto raves, and I guess the humans are fighting a war with the auto raves, and like the, I guess, guys, like the soldiers that he meets are like, hey, this is a thing, we don't want the auto raves to win, and then like Vince is like, oh shit, do I feel bad for like the auto raves? But then he starts to realize the proxy's inside of him, and
Well, I don't know if it's inside of him. It's definitely, he is the proxy. He just doesn't remember it, I don't think.
Yeah, there is a definite thing that in episode 9 he doesn't remember.
Yeah.
Which is addressed by Kazkiss, I think is his name.
Yeah, whoever the other proxy he meets. Proxy of the Sun. I don't know.
Yeah, Proxy of the Sun.
Yeah,
and
which there's a lot of like dichotomy going on with like Proxy of the Sun, who was in love with the Proxy of the Moon, which Vincent killed. Yeah. Too bad.
Yeah.
And he's the Proxy of Death, which I guess makes the other one the Proxy of Life, and all. It's all very yin and yang kind of thing.
Well, we will. Hopefully, we'll get to meet the Proxy of Life.
Maybe. What was that?
Hopefully, we will get to meet the Proxy of Life.
I kind of thought we already did. With it was whatever in Ramdo.
Right.
I think that's Proxy Life, because what's his face? Sun Proxy said that. I'm assuming he's Sun Proxy. I don't actually remember. He was not there very long. But Drunk Proxy, we'll call him that, because he was just hammered the whole time.
Who are we talking about? Kozkis?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a proxy.
Yeah, Drunk Proxy was saying something about, oh, that other proxy must have been in love with you because they took away your memories and blah, blah, blah. And
no, he was saying that because he was saying that Vince, like, purposefully stowed away his memories.
Yeah, but another proxy, he like said something about another proxy had to do it like to store his memories so that he didn't have them, and he's like, oh, that other one must have really loved you or something, because like who else would do that?
Like the thing is like I remember it being said that you have to like, I think I'm not sure like what the purpose of getting rid of his memories was, but I wonder if it was maybe to like become human.
Yeah, it kind of has one of those like Death Takes a Holiday kind of things.
He said,
like, I don't know if he's supposed to be the Grim Reaper or something, but if you're like the proxy of death and all of that, I'd say like I've seen a lot of situations where someone's like, I'm the thing of death, and I don't want to be.
He said that was the proxy who he gave like his memories to, as the monad proxy.
Yeah. Which we have already met.
Yeah. So.
There are too many.
Well, there's only 4 at this point. Well, there's only 2 at this point. We should be real. 2 of the 4 are dead. There's probably more out there, but.
Oh yeah. I mean, I have a feeling we're gonna meet quite a lot more.
Yeah, because we're still not at the final destination.
No, we're not even at the halfway point.
Going to Mosque, his hometown, if he can find it again, and
Wait a minute. Hang on. Didn't they say... Was Monad supposed to be from Mosque?
No.
Yes.
What? No,
yes.
No. I thought he was from Ramdo.
No. Monad was from Mosque. I don't know if we know the one who's from Ramdo.
All right, whatever. I missed something. I'm sure they'll probably repeat it at some point to re-explain the plot or fill in the gaps and whatnot.
I mean, I just looked it up and it said it was from Mosque.
All right, then. Yeah. Hey, you got a computer in front of you. One of the other things I wanted to mention is kind of reminding me a bit of Trigun. I don't know if you guys watched that.
No, I haven't seen that.
Okay, I will try not to spoil anything, but I will say there are certain similarities other than the fact that they're on a desolate planet for the most part. There are some supernatural beings with, quite frankly, some vague backstories that they're just like, we have powers, we don't really explain them, and then the series ends. And it's not a bad series. I don't want anyone to think that I was saying it's a bad series. It's a very enjoyable series, and the main character also wears a ton of red. But it reminds me similar, and I've mentioned earlier that I find that this show is a little bit more like those early 2000s, even 90s shows where they were a little more, they took a little more time, were a little more contemplative, and like they weren't like trying to just rush out plot, and then just, or filler or whatever else. They're like trying to do something with it. And I think that does remind me a lot of Trigun as well. I don't always love the end of Trigon, though. Trigun, because I feel like there could have been a little bit more explanation going on, though I realize at the same time, part of it is like, oh, it's supposed to be a mystery of what they are. And I feel like that's kind of where it's going to be going, because, like, which I wouldn't have a problem with as much, but I feel like it's pretty early to be revealing the proxy so much. And I'm like, you got another 14 episodes here?
Yeah.
You really need to explain what's going on. And if you
thing
don't, I'm going to be
is-
like, what's going on?
The thing is like, I feel that if they're explaining it this early, there has to be a purpose, because we're
Yeah.
supposed to see, like, what purpose they serve beyond just having their powers
Yeah.
in the world that they have created.
Yeah. But at the same time, I've seen shows where, like, they will reveal it that early, but still won't actually, give you an explanation for what or who they are. And that's a little bit what I'm worried about. I'm hoping that's not how they go with it. But, I was thinking if they were going to reveal that Vincent was a proxy, like, 2 or 3 episodes before the end of the series, I wouldn't like, and if you left a ton of stuff open-ended there, I'd be like, okay, that's just how it is. But, like, with this much time left in the show, I really hope they explain some stuff.
I think they'll, explain more before, like, to kind of set the rest of the series in motion.
Yeah.
I thought it kind of, like, when you see that Vince transforms into the Ergo Proxy.
Yeah. Oh, good. We
and
finally
you're-
found out where the name comes from.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like you realize that because remember the whole, like, bathroom scene, and that one proxy specifically appeared in front of, like, Riel and
Yeah.
like started, like, crying and stuff, and then she found, like, Vince's necklace in her bathroom, and it's like, oh, well, that explains things a lot.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like we all kind of knew it was coming whenever we found the necklace there, but, it's good to actually have everything confirmed.
Now the thing is, why was he crying?
I don't know, because maybe it's one of those, oh, I wish I could be with you, but I'm an embodiment of death
But the
or
thing
something,
is he doesn't
and yada
remember.
yada.
He doesn't remember that he's a proxy.
He doesn't remember, but I'm assuming when he's in proxy mode, he's kind of, not shut off, he kind of shut off his conscious mind or something, or it's one of those, like, you just go beast mode or something, and you're reverting purely back to instinct or something. So he might, I think he still has all of his memories, they're just locked away from him. He can't access them. Unless he's gone full proxy or something.
I don't know. It's hard to say.
Yeah. I'm sure it'll, yeah, I feel like it'll probably get explained at some point. I feel like just at this point, we've gotten some answers to our questions. At this point, we don't have a ton of new questions, I suppose, unless you guys do. But I don't know.
I just want to know more about, like, the proxies themselves, because we, like, were introduced to, like,
Well, yeah, but
Synex.
I've kind of had those questions since the beginning.
Yeah, Synex and Cause Keys, I think his name is, and then, the Ergo Proxy, and we find out that they're, like, immortal, so part of me's wondering, like, is this some kind of, like, evolution thing, where, I don't know, they, like, were they born proxies, or did they, like, become proxies?
Yeah, your
I don't know.
guess is
I've
as
always
good as
thought
mine.
of gods just kind of coming into existence,
Maybe.
but that's just me.
So, like, they were born proxies, or are you saying, like, they came into existence, like, as proxies, or they just suddenly became proxies?
Like, I feel like they came into existence as proxies.
Uh-huh.
Because that's usually how, if you were defining something more as, like, a god kind of sort of entity, then usually they come into existence as said thing.
Yeah, they're just sort of like, pop, look, I'm here.
Maybe. Who knows?
I wonder what baby proxies look like then.
That would
Like,
be Oh no. Now I'm starting to think of, like, what would they look like as small tiny things?
Yeah.
You just want some chibi
And,
proxies,
like, are there
don't you?
older proxies that help teach them how to, like, control their powers?
I don't know. If they're immortal, I mean, what is the concept of age then? I mean, obviously one could be older than another, but at the same time, it's like, if you're immortal, it's like, well, I'm a kid, I'm an adult, there's no real concept there. There's no such thing as old age.
It's just, like, that's weird to me, because, like, obviously people, like, grow and age, so it's like, unless Vincent has just, like, was born like that, and that's just part of what he doesn't remember, is that he's just, like, was never a baby or a child or something.
I don't know. Maybe.
I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
But, those are very interesting episodes. I feel like episode 9 especially was just, like, so
Oh,
much
yeah.
dumped on us at once.
Yeah.
But then it's like also showing that, like, they all have their own cities, and I'm enjoying that. Because
Yeah,
they're all
which
sort
made
of, like,
me
tied
think
to
that
different
the
places.
one was from Ramdo. The other one that was chasing him before, but I guess that's not true. Does Ramdo just not have one?
Yeah.
Hmm?
I thought, what was I gonna say? Oh. Anyone think it was, like, kinda, like, it was very interesting whenever that, I think his name's Koskis, the blonde one, was like, oh, I was in love with Synex, and you killed Synex, so now I'm in love with you, but now I'm really pissed because you still killed Synex. And I was like,
Yeah, they're
make up your
complicated,
mind.
I guess.
Well, that also, it kind of just is, like, that's another thing, because it kind of reminded me of, like, conversations that, like, I don't know, you would think of hearing from, like, old mythologies of, like, legends about how
Yeah.
gods would talk to each other. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, you've killed my lover, but now you are still powerful, so I will be with you instead, but you have spited me, so now I must kill you.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess, you know what, yeah. Maybe they're a extension of some sort of ancient pantheon of those incredibly petty, you know, gods who are just like, let's just really mess with the mortals.
Right?
Or he could have just been so drunk that he was just
You know what?
talking nonsense.
Hey, I'm just gonna throw it out there. These guys would be an extension of the Greek mythology. He might be Dionysus.
Yes.
So I don't know.
Party
Did Dionysus
god.
have a wife? I'm gonna look that up real quick. My phone won't open. Sorry. I'm gonna open up a web page. You guys keep talking. Blah 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 blah. God of wine. Biddy 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 biddy. His consort was Ariadne.
Ariadne. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Princess,
that's right.
so she's Mazes and Labyrinths.
Yeah. That's right.
Okay. I mean, I guess that could be an equivalent, maybe. I don't know.
The thing is, if
That's a
if
stretch.
he's the sun god.
Well, then that's
not
Apollo, but
quite
I didn't think
right.
Apollo would drink that much.
Who knows? Apollo's kind of that guy who is just sitting out on the quad playing his lyre. You know, like, hey.
I think you got that switched up, but
I think
I don't know.
well, I mean, he does play the lyre. I looked him up. He doesn't seem to have a person with him, though. I guess he's a single god.
Who, Apollo?
Yeah. I'm looking
no.
at Wikipedia.
He had a lot of lovers, but then
Apollo
He has
the
multiple
goddess
children,
of-
but no one, like, specifically, like...
Apollo was a twink.
Yeah, Apollo was the twin. His sister Artemis was the moon goddess.
Okay, that makes it weird. Yeah, I don't want to go there. I know the Greeks probably did with the gods back then. I know that was a whole thing with them,
It was.
but I don't want to go there.
I don't know, man. Apollo being a twink, he had a lot of gay lovers.
Yeah, that's fine. You keep it out of the family.
I don't think he had anything with his sister.
Okay,
No.
well, that's good.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure Artemis was a virgin goddess.
Okay.
But sorry, those are just my 2 cents hearing the name Apollo.
I mean, you could go, like, maybe it's the American gods kind of thing. Like, the gods are, like, you know, falling on hard times. So, you know what? Why not drink? Maybe he is Apollo. You never know.
That'd be quite interesting.
Could be. What else happened? I kind of wish we could talk more about what was going on with, like, Riel and everything, like the conspiracy in Ramdo, because, like, as interesting as the proxy stuff is, we still don't know really what's going on there and what they're trying to do with the proxies there. I know they're studying them. I know they're, like, working on stuff. They're doing the thing with the Cogito virus as well.
Well, I think
But
part of what they're doing with the proxies is they're looking at the Amarita cells.
well, yeah, they're trying to get
the
immortality.
immortal cells.
But
So it's more. I don't know if they're like just trying to find more proxies or if they're just like focusing on what they've got right now and just.
I mean, I feel like what with really old chairmen and everything that's going on, I think they're probably trying to reverse engineer immortality for themselves. I mean, that's usually how these, you know, evil conspiracy science experiments tend to lead in some direction. We want ultimate power, or we want immortality, or we want whatever they wanted in Evangelion. Still up for debate, I guess. But, you know, I'm hoping we get a little bit more of that. Like, it's because, like, we're only, like, watching 3 episodes at a time. Well, most of us are. But, so it's not easy to, like, always, like, get everything that you want out of, like, 3 episodes. Because it's like, oh, they're focusing on this right now, or they're focusing on that right now. And I'm like...
How do you see why I went ahead?
No, yeah, I do. But yeah, I'm hoping in the next 3 episodes we'll learn a little bit more about the conspiracy and stuff like that. Not that Vincent isn't interesting, but I don't feel like anything big is going to be revealed until he's back in Ramdo, and I really feel like that's going to happen at some point.
Yeah, like I think he's gonna get to Mosque, and then he's gonna find whatever he needs to find there, and then he's gonna go back.
Yeah, and he's gonna figure out why he went to Ramdo in the first place.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like, I went to Ramdo for a reason, and then I forgot that reason, so I had to go back home, and then I had to go back to Ramdo for that same reason. Mm-hmm. It's all a very roundabout, bit of a time waster in the grand scheme of things, I guess. If you just remembered it the first time, but then we wouldn't have the intrigue. Then we wouldn't have the intrigue in the story. So, yeah.
I'm just excited to see what will happen next.
Yep.
Any more thoughts?
I don't know. I'm not really sure that I have anything else to add. We didn't really talk much about the soldiers or what was up with them, but they were kind of whatever, I guess.
I just had a thought.
Yeah.
So, like, and I guess this might just be the fact that, like, it might have something to do with the Cogito virus, but, you know, like, Pinot can sense proxies. So...
That's a fair point.
Yeah. So, because she's like, this place is strange, I don't like it here, let's go, Vince. Whenever they were at, whatever city it was in episode 9. There are too many.
It's the one that looked like an eye.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that is interesting. I don't know that that's, like, might be unique to the Cogito virus people, because Iggy clearly can't sense a proxy, otherwise he'd have been all over Vincent in a minute. Because they've met once or twice, I think. But yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting to look into. I'm sure it's all going to tie together in some way,
Yeah.
shape, or form. I mean, why would we be watching these two stories if they weren't going to come together at some point?
Mm-hmm.
But,
Yeah.
I think that's just another one of those, oh, we're going to have to wait until they actually tell us kind of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of the sucky part about being, like, in the middle of the series, because you're watching it, and you're intrigued, and you're trying to get there, but, like, until you actually get there, what is there to talk about other than we're getting there?
It's true.
Yeah. Hopefully we're in Mosque pretty soon. Chibi, are we going to be in Mosque in the next 3 episodes?
What?
I don't think that's too big of a spoiler. Is Vincent going to make it to Mosque in the next 3 episodes? I know you're ahead.
I don't remember. I just remember that something else does happen.
Oh dear. We're
Probably
still, it's
within
going
the
to be a
next
road
3
trip for a
episodes.
while.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's probably going to show up back in Ramdo literally at episode, like, 22.
Well, we're going to be jumping back and forth between Vincent and stuff that's going on in Ramdo.
Well, yeah, we
so-
have been, but I'm, like, wondering when he's going to finally get to Mosque so he can figure out what he needs to figure out and then get back so we can actually wrap up everything.
Yeah,
Not that I'm, like,
no,
trying to rush through this, but, like,
Yeah.
I want to see what... I want to know what it's about.
I mean, hey, we're not even halfway through, so, like...
We're not, yeah.
Next time, we will have made it halfway through.
Yeah. I'm hoping they keep the theme song. Because, like, I know usually around, like, episode 12, 13, they'll usually switch it up because that's, like, their halfway point and they'll, like, switch to a new thing. I kind of
don't-
hope they keep this one.
I don't think they have. Because I'm pretty sure it's still the same song.
Okay.
So...
Alright. Well, that's good with me, then. Okay. Any other things to say? Anything else we can think of?
Nope.
I assume we're gonna keep watching.
Yeah.
I don't even think
Yeah.
it's like that much of a question at this point.
Yay.
No, I
It's a
suddenly
yay.
hate it. I don't want to watch anymore. Who knows? I guess we'll find out more in next week and see what happens.
Yay.
Yeah.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.